On my wedding day, my family didn't show up. Mom texted, "We're with your sister. She needed us more." That night, I ended everything. What followed was absolute chaos. My sister Grace has been the family golden child since birth. Every crisis becomes everyone else's responsibility. Meanwhile, I've been invisible. The numbers. In 3 years, my parents gave Grace $75,000. Car payments, rent, credit bailouts. When my HVAC died, I asked for $2,000 and got a lecture about responsibility. I financed it myself at 8%, while Grace got interest-free loans. Then, I met Celeste, a nurse who saw through the dysfunction. "Your sister's a narcissist, and your parents are enablers," she said after our first family dinner. When I proposed, Grace had a breakdown over seeing her ex at Starbucks. That dominated our next family gathering instead of wedding planning. 6 weeks before the wedding, Mom called saying Grace needed extra support at my ceremony because seeing me get married might trigger her about her failed engagement to a guy she dumped 4 years ago. I was done. I called Dad and laid it out. "This is my wedding day. Act like you care about that instead of managing Grace's emotions, or don't come. You're asking us to choose between our children," Mom said. "No, I'm asking you to act like parents for one day." Their response came as a group text to me, Celeste, Grace, and my best man. "After much consideration, we've decided we can't attend. Grace needs our support. Family comes first. Family comes first." That was rich. Grace came first. She always had. While planning my wedding without their drama, I discovered my bank had called about unusual activity on joint accounts. My parents used my credit as backup for Grace's lifestyle without telling me. Total exposure, $8,000 unauthorized debt. I removed myself from all shared accounts and called their financial advisor. They'd liquidated $100,000 supporting Grace and were 90 days from bankruptcy. "Were you planning to use my credit without permission?" I asked Dad. His silence said everything. The wedding was perfect. Celeste's parents walked her down the aisle. My grandfather flew from Arizona to stand with me. First time I had a major moment without managing someone else's crisis. My family couldn't handle being irrelevant. During reception, Grace posted a Facebook meltdown about toxic siblings. Mom shared it with commentary about family loyalty. 7 posts during our ceremony. They had a public pity party while I celebrated my marriage. Here's the beautiful part. They just shown everyone exactly who they were. Grace broke into our house twice, photographing financial documents. She called Celeste at work, claiming emergencies, and showed up at the hospital, demanding to speak with my wife. They contacted everyone from our wedding guest list, asking for money with sob stories about my financial troubles. They'd raised $6,000 before I shut it down. I sent the recordings to our entire extended family with one message. In case anyone was wondering why I don't have a relationship with my parents anymore. The response was immediate. Even Grace's biggest supporters were shocked. Then came the nuclear option. My grandfather called with news that changed everything. "I've been planning to leave your parents the house and savings, but after watching this, I'm changing my will. I'm leaving it all to you and the grandchildren who've shown sense." That inheritance was substantial. $400,000 house, $600,000 in assets. Enough to completely change my life. My parents lost their house 3 months later. Dad took a night shift at a warehouse. Mom started working retail. Grace bounced between couches. When grandfather passed 18 months later, the will reading was epic. My parents got his fishing lure collection, worth maybe $300. Grace got a cookbook with a note. "Maybe it's time to learn some life skills." The will included a statement he'd specifically requested. "To Rick and Alyssa, you have shown you cannot be trusted with money. To Grace, you are a grown woman who has never learned to handle adversity without creating drama." Last month, all 3 showed up at our house. Celeste was 7 months pregnant, and I wasn't having it. "Just hear us out," Dad pleaded. "We're in real trouble." "How can you be so heartless?" Mom demanded. I looked at them through the window. Broken, desperate, consequences finally catching up. "Conversation's over," I said, and walked back inside. I haven't heard from them since, and I've never been happier. Sometimes the only way to win is to stop playing their game entirely.